Hello, everybody. Billy Tucci here. What's going on? 3 days left. Jiminy Crickets. What is happening, everybody? So, I want to welcome you all. Thank you, guys. We have 3 days left. We have topped $93,000. Is that true? Is that what the title says? I think we did. Let me see that. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. I'm going to do a little math here and see if that is the case. I hope everyone's doing well out there today. I'm going to throw my little calculator up. Been a busy day here at Crusade. Busy day. We're coming in the home stretch, and things are a little bit crazy. Let's go and open up our Kickstarter. I'll see if I can open up the campaign in the window. So let's go to on my desktop and let you guys see that. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm going to open up a Facebook. I'll go in there, go on YouTube, say hello to all my friends and family out there watching us. Boy, this is an exhausting campaign. So much so that the poor Deborah is what you call it. She's hang on, let me go to my account. Hang on. She's under the weather, the poor dear. So she's sick. She's been working 18-hour days. I have two. Let's go into the Facebook, right into our campaign. We're gonna throw this out. I'm gonna do a little tally ho, if you will. Let's close this out. Shut that so you guys can see the actual thing on my desktop. Let's make this a little bit larger so we have both campaigns running at the same time. There we go. All right, let's hit desktop. Let's see how that worked. There you go. All right. So here we go. Now I am going to click off real quick just to grab my calculator. Bring my calculator over here. Plus, Command G. $93,000. Guys and ladies and gentlemen, we are over $93,000. We have 3 days left. We are, 18 days in. Not bad. Not too shabby. Thank you all for for having us here at this time. This is amazing. Let me see if I can do my little 3 days left icon, how that works. There it is. I'm going to shrink that. No, so I got to click on the 3 days left. Shrink that. There we go. Go back to desktop. What did I do with the desktop? Did I make it too small? Let's click off of this one. Is your old pal. That is the tripod camera. We don't need to see me, right? Let's move this here. Let's make our desktop big. Go to desktop. There we go. Nice and uber big. 3 days left. Come on. Move this bad boy up. There we go. So we can throw that here. And then we can play with our little Kickstarter things here. Move this camera over. Come on. Move you over here. So here's Kickstarter. And here is Indiegogo. And you guys are beasts. You guys have put us over $93,000 with less than 3 days to go. We end Friday afternoon. No, Friday evening. We end Friday evening. So we'll have all day Friday. And we thank each and every one of you guys. This has been, I got to tell you, as I said yesterday, I'm not really a money guy, if you ask anyone who knows me. I like money. I like to spend money. I'm just not very good with it when I have it. That's why, it's good to marry a smart woman who pays the bills. Because I'm not sure if I've even paid a phone bill in the past, 30 some odd years. So, there we go. So I'm putting together this special variant for our campaign, which will launch, and we are coming in the final days. Let me go on to Facebook and YouTube and say hello to everybody. So we're going to click off of the desktop. So you can see my little cover I'm doing. Oh, did I say it was a cover? I'm not saying it's a cover. But I have to finish it because Debbie's been sick. I've been playing like Mr. Mom duties, and we had some nice snow today, which was cool. But, I've just been doing a bunch of things that I normally don't do because she does everything. And, but it's put me back a little bit. Like I said, this is like you're literally running a political campaign. And, but, unlike Kamala Harris, this is coming out to be a pretty successful political campaign. But we just want to get the best we possibly can out of this campaign to strive forward to help us start going to work directly on Shihotaru, our new series, which is the follow-up one. So I'm going to go into YouTube right now so I can open up that page. Still waiting for my my speakers and my table mounts for the JPC that will be up. Let's see if I'm live. Hopefully I am live and it's working. Is my audio okay? Not playing any Christmas music. There I am. I am live. Terrific. So I'm going to go on to that. Let's click off. There I go. Oh. Of course, let's silence it. Hello, old bean. Good to see you, my brother. Turn the music off. Terrific. Yes, Deborah is glad to see you complaining again. Victoria, good to see you, honey. Thank you, old bean, for yes, it's good to see that I'm complaining again. It's great. All is well. All is fantastic. We are just super busy and coming down to the end of this campaign. And, these books won't be offered. None of these books will be offered in stores. This is all directly just for the campaigns. Our No Fan Left Behind strategy seems to be working. No, I don't want to be Kickstarter. I want Facebook. Go to the Facebook. Here we go. Because my restreaming is not working. My restream chat is not really working. I can go into the chat and see, but it really doesn't seem to be working too well. But there's Renee. Good to see you, Renee. There's our Facebook heroes. So I'm going to expand that, and I'm going to have to turn that bad boy off too. I want to thank the great Mr. Zambucci for coming through and purchasing some of the original artwork. Thank you, my friend, for that. You are a prince, and we're over the moon, guys. We really are. But I want to talk about a few things today, if you don't mind, while I'm sketching away. I got to finish this, send this off to Wes Hartman, whoop. Gee whiz. Oh, I hate this sometimes. That's why it is best to move on to just sticking with YouTube. Though how much I do love Facebook because I love seeing everybody. But we're going to have to start going live. And you guys have just got to click over and move on over to YouTube if you want to hear my ramblings. But saw this thing today about DC Comics. And DC Comics, the powers that be in the Warner Brothers in the studio suits, guys who get, guys and gals who get jobs. I guess Uncle Bob gets them a job, the majority of them. I'll tell you about my Hollywood adventures. And they're saying that they want to make Superman relevant, and they're having a hard time doing that. And I tweeted today and I posted on Facebook, well, you know what? Look at Max Fleischer cartoons. Look at those classic cartoons. Do a story like that. Do a remake of that and let everyone know you're remaking one of the classic cartoons. And have a bunch of giant robots by a mad scientist coming to Metropolis to destroy Metropolis. And the only person that can stop it is Superman and Lois Lane. And the two of them work together to do it. All right? Enough of the funny business. It's enough about it. I'm not trying to make them irrelevant. Neil Gaiman had said, your job isn't to make something relevant. It's to inspire. And Mr. Gaiman, as always, or as usual, is right once again. And, just tell a good story. God, the battles that I would have with the Hollywood people, fighting with them, with producers and wannabe producers, people coming to me to do my story and then telling me that it's all wrong and how that they love my story. I mean, basically that typical thing. We love this. We want this. We love this. Now go change everything. and it's truly frightening. It really is. And unless you're a person in power, unless you're like, say, Kevin Smith, who can make his own pictures, and or a Tarantino or a Scorsese or someone like that has a power, even J.J. Abrams or something, you're going to get pushed around, and they throw a lot of money at you. And, at what point does you like this, like, you know what? It's not worth it. Absolutely not. Nope. And walk away. And I have walked away from people. If anybody remembers the original, Way of the Warrior storyline, which we wanted for the film, is that Anna at the end loses. She literally loses. And she's an anti-hero, my character. She's not, she's basically a soldier in a war. And that's just the circumstances. She's been drafted into this war, and that's that. That's what the story is about. And she is charged with this man, Masahiro Arashi, who, also a soldier in his side of the war, murdered her father and her brother. And it's all about her story, of being raised to avenge the death of her father and her brother. And the thing is that she finally does get to battle Arashi. She does get to duel, to come face to face with the man that literally ruined her life, and she loses to him. And basically, what it is that this man is a superior warrior. He is pretty much all that he espouses himself to be, this modern day samurai. She's young. He's not. He's probably about 40. She was probably about 24. And, he defeats her. He's a better warrior. And, but what happens in this, and she takes the fight. She is a very formidable, enemy of his. She destroys and kills many of his men, of his soldiers. But when it comes time to fighting the boss, I guess, etc., she loses. And this is after they actually have to fight side by side first against a common enemy, which is really cool. But what happens then is that Masahiro Arashi sees the real meaning of being samurai, and sees that it's all because of him that he's ruined this young woman's life. And what he does is that he's too far gone. He is living this life of bloodshed. He is too far mired in it. It's totally encompassed him. This violent lifestyle has taken over his entire being, and it's too late for him. He has gone, too far. He is over. That door has been closed upon his turning away. But what does he do? And let me, I'll turn the tripod on so you guys can see me. Turn this 3 days left away. Is that, hello everybody, is that he gives her a second chance. He realizes that he has not been honorable. Not dissimilar from what happened to Japan after the turn of the century, when they when the militarists took over Japan, and these so-called samurai, and many of them weren't from samurai families. They weren't samurai. They thrust Japan into this militaristic, really a ruining of Japan. They ruined Japan with their sick, twisted ideology. And Arashi feels the same way and recognizes that he has done as such, and he gives her a second chance. He lets her go, and he confesses to all of her, not only his own crimes, but also her crimes as well. Again, as to give her a second chance in life and to have a normal life. And that takes us back to now, where we are now, to the Return of the Warrior, that Anna has had this peaceful existence. She has lived a good life. She has lived a life of a mother, a single mother raising her daughter, or her teenage daughter, Hotaru, and then something happens. And what happens is that Masahiro Arashi, now suffering from dementia, has resorted back to his former violent self. And in doing so, now he is, and rightly so, blaming his own failure, due to his incarcerated existence, and now he seeks vengeance upon her. And he, he's resorted back to the Masahiro Arashi of old, and in his maddened state is coming after her. But really, his beef is not only, worse yet, not with Anna Ishikawa of today, the 40-something Anna Ishikawa, but the young 20-something, the Anjuin Anna Ishikawa, if you will, the young soldier. And so then he turns his attention to her daughter Hotaru. And now it's a story of Anna not taking up once again the naginata and the armor and stuff to fight Masahiro Arashi and to save her daughter. And I think it's a cool story. It's a comic book character grows up, and that's the storyline to The Way of the Warrior. Getting back to my original point, the thing is with Hollywood, when they come to you and they love the Superman books, they love the X-Men stories, they love, what Donny Cates is doing with Carnage. They love Chris Claremont's X-Men, which is cool that they kind of did that right. They love the great Superman stories. They love the Superman lore, but they want to move away from that for some stupid reason, because everybody, and I'll tell you what it is, it's these people who have no creative ability whatsoever, and have like their Uncle Bob or Uncle Charlie got them a job, and they're well connected, and now they want to put their stamp on something. It's almost like when a celebrity, wants to write a children's book. Oh, I want to be a writer, and then they'll write a children's book. And they'll get all the press and blah blah blah, because a children's book is easy as they think, and this is kind of the same situation of these suits though, who are even less creative than say an actress or an actor, someone who is whose box office draw and decides to write a book. These are people with no creative bones whatsoever. Not only do they have no creative sense, they have no business sense either. Because they've never had to. They've never had to build anything. They've never had to create their own stories, their own comics. They've never had to written anything to make a living on their creativity. And then they come and they tell these creatives, and many of them, and you could talk to a lot of self-publishers and a lot of people in the independent, in the independent community, these people are telling them how to run a business when they've never run a business, and the majority of us have, because we wear several hats. Terry Moore is not just Terry Moore the cartoonist. Jeff Smith is not just Jeff Smith the cartoonist. Jimmy Palmiotti is not just Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner, the artists and the artists and writers. They're also businessmen and women. They're marketing people. They know how to market to market their product. They know how to connect with an audience. They know what the audience wants. They actually listen to your they're actually able to listen to the fans, and they respond to the fans. They give the fans what they want, and then they come and they fly us out, for these wonderful meetings, and it's all great, and they might take us to a nice restaurant. And you sit there and you listen to them, and again, they love everything you want. They love this character, and then they tell you everything that's wrong with it. And it gets frustrating, and that's where the point that I think crowdfunding is, and Jeff Vaughn, the vice president of Gemstone Publishing, and my creator in his own right, and Zombie Proof creator. He is the editor for Zombie Sama. He is the editor for She, Return of the Warrior, and Stoker and Wells. We believe that the next step for crowdfunding, and people are doing this now, the next step in crowdfunding is to, is to maybe we make our own films. Maybe we crowdfund and raise money for our own pictures. And if you want to make a property, I have a property I think would be perfect. It's called Company Z. It was previewed in the Zombie Sama trailer. It's a small film. I think it would make a great independent film. I think it would be great. It would be a lot of fun, and I think it's something that people want. You don't have to have this bloated. Sorry, let's move this light down. You don't have to have this bloated budget that a lot of these films have. You can do it like the Joker. Now the Joker. Speaking of bloated, Joker's a $50 million budget. That's a lot of money. I think for great independent films, you don't need that, and it's been proven again and again and again. People want good stories. They want to be entertained. They want engaging characters. They want something that'll move them, something that'll make them smile, something that might make them cry, something to inspire. Either or. I mean, you look at Robert Tennell, Bob Tennell, with his Feast of the Seven Fishes films, which is now available on Amazon, and it's got limited release dates. He financed that film, went out, directed it, wrote it, and got himself an all-star cast to work on it. And now he's made his own picture. And he had to listen to very few people. You know, he had, of course, if somebody is going to invest in your business, they obviously have a say to it. But now he's made his picture. And the picture is getting rave reviews. He's making money off of it. And you know, God willing for him, and hopefully for him and Shannon and the whole family, that this will be his next direction, is to start making pictures and be like, what's his name down in Georgia? What's his name? The guy with who's huge. Barry, what's his name? Am I drawing a blank? Oh, he makes all the Medina films and things like that. He's in Atlanta. He makes his own films, and he doesn't listen to anybody. And they're huge. The money they make is so much compared to the amount of budget. They don't have to make $1 billion to be successful, and it's a great way to make a living. To be a creator, to create, and to be an artist, to make a living being an artist. Something popped up. Thomas Wayne. Oh, no problem, brother. I completely understand. We'll talk, all right? Let's see what we can do, okay, buddy? For you, to work something out for you. You've been a great friend to me, and I'll talk to Deb, and we'll figure this out. Sorry, that's a very cryptic message to you, but I'm too lazy to not lazy. I'm just trying to do a whole bunch, multitasking with a whole bunch of things. So where is my Facebook? Here's Facebook. There we are. Guys, Sean Wolf. Dawn Mahoney, what's up, Dawn? Hashtag Red Dawn. Mr. Wade, good to see you. Mr. Markley, good to see you. Mr. McCrae. Karen. Oh, Karen. Kayla, what's up, honey? My niece, Kayla. You are my niece. I know you're supposed to be my cousin, but you're my niece. Oh, my sister Kissel is on. Kellison is there. Deborah Tucci, honey, he's down on the couch. No, he hasn't. What is that? No, he is not. What is that? Come on, guys, sharing the links. Let's push Billy and Deb over 100K. Yes, guys, if that's at all possible, please do that. You make 100 grand well over. I don't know. We'll see. We just want to do well with it. Poor Deb. You saw the roughs for the Frank Amazing Coquette. Todd. TJ. Psycho. I don't know what Deb is referring to, but we're working on this. This is something super special. And I have to get this to Wes Hartman. And it's just been a little busy these past couple of days. Again, we're working super late hours, and but we're getting closer, man. We are getting closer, and we are proving the world that yes, you can do a character, you can do a comic with a character that is a little bit older. You can do a book can be successful on a story that people respond to. And that's what you guys have done for us, and we appreciate it. This is almost done. We're coming in on maybe an hour left. An hour's more of work for this. I'll spray it, get that bad boy out. But it's kind of cool, huh? I love it. I love what I'm doing here. Let's see if I can move it over. Sorry. Go to OBS and see where I'm at. There we go. Okay, so she's up here. It's kind of difficult for me to draw while the camera's on. That's why I had a nice quiet night drawing last night. But all these little binds and all ties and things, the samurai armor is so intricate, and it's a lot of work, man. Let me go spray this. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna spray this. Never talk to them. Let's see those sleigh bells ring and ring time. Got to put a little fixative on it, which helps with the smudging. Don't recommend breathing it in, though. So I was playing my music last night. If you guys remember, I thought it was nice. We were listening to Christmas music. I thought I gave proper credit to the radio station and played their commercials and all. And then we got some copyright notices. They weren't, just like whatever it was. I don't know. I guess I can't make money off of it on YouTube, which, oh well. Que sera, sera. It's not like I was planning on doing that anyway. But, all right, guys. If you guys go and check out our link right now, we are now at, I'm going to see if I can do the desktop and make that smaller and see if we can make, we can build some money up. So I'm going to go to desktop, click on that. Boom. I'm going to make that smaller. Where's desktop? Click on desktop. Make it smaller because you don't need to see me, do you? Take my tripod off. There we go. So there, you can see the campaign live as it's going. I can try to refresh it and see. I'll go to this one and refresh that one. So right now we have 624 backers and oh man, we're almost at $38,000 on YouTube. Thank you guys. We're $20 away from $38,000 on Indiegogo, and we are at. Let's click this. Come on, click this off. And we're over 55,172 on Kickstarter. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Again, as I said, we are in the home stretch, and this is just exciting. Again, guys, once this campaign is over, these books will not be, these rewards, these books will not be available anywhere else. We will in 2020, starting in the summer, we will launch with Diamond, have our books in comic shops. The first one will be Zombie Sama. But once that is done, we're going to launch the She. So the Zombie Sama books will be split up in individual issues. Cool thing is, if you guys remember yesterday, John Brolia, the heart and soul of Zombie Sama, my partner, handed in the first draft of the script for ZS2, Dorm of the Dead. So that's exciting. So, yeah. It's, the S is getting real now, isn't it? But getting back to that really bothered me, the whole thing regarding Warner Brothers and Superman, how they're struggling to make Superman relevant. And it just shows they just don't get it. They don't get what heroes are. These are the same people that they are stringently, ardently anti-gun. And how many films a year come out and, all their heroes, brandish firearms, And it's weird, it's really strange. And I just think that they don't get it. They've lived in a bubble, in a cocoon, a fishbowl, if you will, surrounded by people who, agree with them for so long that they've really lost touch with what people want. And that's why you see people want to be scared. People want to be entertained in film. That's why the Joker's doing so well. That's why the It movies do well, That's why good movies do really well. And it's just weird, It's very strange. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the Irishman. Watched it with great anticipation. Deb and I watched it Thanksgiving evening. We got home from my sister-in-law's. We made an awesome dinner. And that was great. Thank you, Lauren, if you're watching, and Paul. Thank you for hosting us. And she's, 8 months pregnant, and she still hosted 30, 40 people at her house. So she is A-okay in my book. But anyway, so, the Irishman comes in, and people were right. There's a lot of things that, first of all, here's Scorsese, who I love, and I'm a huge fan of his work. I totally admire his work. Here's Scorsese saying how he doesn't like the Marvel movies because they're just like CGI romp fests. And man, that damn Irishman had more CGI than any Marvel film. And it was cool at first to look at it and seeing, how they were able to de-age De Niro and Pesci, though I think Pesci kind of looked the same, I guess. But then it got very, very awkward, very, very disturbing when you did have Robert De Niro as 75-year-old Robert De Niro playing, 35-year-old Robert De Niro trying to beat somebody up, or kicking them, or whatever, and it looks like a 75-year-old man is trying to hurt somebody, and not a very strong, healthy 75-year-old man. It's almost like because we have some, like, if you guys have ever seen Greg Hildebrandt, he's an incredible. He's 80 years old. He might be older than 80, and Greg is an amazing shape. And he, if any of you guys knew Frank Frazetta, you saw Frank Frazetta when he was in his 70, 75 or so, and just a tough SOB. Robert De Niro looks like he's kind of, the time has not been kind to him. So he looks like a 70-year-old man, 75-year-old man trying to beat someone up, kicking him, and it was just really awkward. They should have had a body double play him, I think. Also, Hoffa, with what's his name? Al Pacino. Al Pacino was great, but he was not Hoffa. If anybody knows who Hoffa is, if you're a student of history, or if you're into that sort of thing, you'll see what Jimmy Hoffa was. And I just think that Al Pacino was miscast as Hoffa. And but it was entertaining. I think it would have been far better if it had been a mini series, if it was maybe broken down. I mean, the movie's over 3 hours long, so they easily could have done, say, 4, maybe 5 1-hour episodes, and including flashbacks, things like that, to move the episodes along. And I think it would have been far more successful as a miniseries vehicle, or even like a series like The Sopranos or something, an episodic thing that was limited. 6, 7 episodes. 4 or 5 episodes even. I think that would have been cool, and he could have done it as a weekly event, for Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that, like they used to do on TV with Salem's Lot and things like that. I think that would have been far more successful, and they could have done it, on Netflix, and have a new episode every day and just shown the episodes, and I think people would have really liked it, but just felt it was a little distracting. I really did. And again, I don't know, this is just my thing, that, dude, are these super wealthy people, and I have nothing against wealthy people, but are they living, kind of in a little, in a bubble? That they have to ask. Warner Brothers is struggling with trying to make Superman, relevant. And that's just like, are you kidding me? And, Neil Gaiman hit it right on the head. He's like, don't make him relevant. You don't have to make him relevant. Make him inspiring. You've got the greatest the greatest creators, storytellers in comics. Walter Simonson joined right there. Look at Walter Simonson, Walter and Weezy Simonson. Give them a film. Let them write a movie. Let them write the first draft of the script even. Let's just do that. If you want to have your, you have your little people to do it, you have your favorites, they have to use a thing. Give Walter and Weezy Simonson a first crack at a script and let them write a superhero script. Again, retell, remake one of the Fleischer cartoons. Have a mad scientist with giant robots threatening Gotham City. It's uncovered by Lois Lane, and Superman and Lois, using her brains and his brawn, have to stop these giant robots from killing innocents in Metropolis. Because, that's the whole point. And if they save every person, make a story that his goal is to not have one person die. Of course, you may know that he will defeat these monsters. He's Superman, she's Lois Lane. But the whole point is, it's not just to stop them, it's to save and not have one life lost. Why not do something like that? Yeah, Walter, right, TJ. Walter Simonson Manhunter. Oh my God, it would be huge. And just like that Superman story, you do Superman against the giant robots. Box office gold. And it scratches the head, and a lot of us have these conversations. We have dinners and stuff, and those of us who do make a living and are fortunate enough to make a living telling stories, and it makes you scratch your head. And again, the conversations I've had when some Hollywood guy tells me that it's unacceptable that my character loses to the villain at the end of the story, which doesn't happen in Return of the Warrior, trust me. But, that was the whole point of The Way of the Warrior, is that she learned the Way of the Warrior. And The Way of the Warrior, the learning point was for the villain. And how he does achieve honor, and how he does pay for his sins, and he takes responsibility for his actions. which is the samurai way, which is the honorable way, and they just didn't get it. You know, we have a film deal now, so hopefully they'll get it, but we'll see. You know, I'm not, well, stay positive. That's the whole thing. It's a different time now, so hopefully things will work out. But I just really found that infuriating about the whole thing of that they're struggling to make Superman relevant. And again, you know, Mr. Gaiman, you know, really, who's one of the most brilliant and humble and could say a creator with an incredible foresight. He nailed it right on the head. It's not your job to make him relevant. It's your job to inspire people to want to go see the film. You know, it's a business too, but give the customers what they want, like the Joker film, like you know, Endgame. You know, like, you know, give them those things. So that's the Tucci rant as I'm finishing up this cover here, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I hope everyone's doing well out there. Let me go and switch to my comments. I really got to get my Restream chat working. Mogwai, good to see you, buddy. How are you? Victor Thomas, Tyler Perry, thank you, my friend. Yes, Tyler Perry is the guy. And Tyler Perry is just like, you know, the hell with you guys. I'll make my own film. My own films. And he has. And he's made an incredible living, and his films make millions a year. And they inspire, and they make people laugh, and it's escapism. Just like comics used to be. I mean, there's a reason why Silver Age comics are so in demand, is because they showed a part of ourselves that we believed in. And, you know, especially during the turmoil of the 1960s, you know, in the early 70s, the greatest comic stories ever told, and the greatest comics ever told were told on newsprint. You know, it's the story itself. It doesn't have to be in this flashy package. How many books do you see that, you know, they spend so much money, just like these films, on CGI and all the packaging and everything, and what they do is they forget about the story. You know, I'll take a Marie Severin colored comic any day over $1 billion, you know, a $200 million CGI piece of garbage. So, that's that. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, y'all. And there's a Yankee saying y'all. Superman and Lois coming to TV, and it looks great. Oh, is it really? Superman and Lois Lane are coming to TV? I did not know that. So, that is that. All right, guys. For anyone out there, please share this campaign. We're coming on 3 days left, and I'm tired of talking about it. As you guys can look up in the corner of your monitor, you see that we are now right now in Indiegogo. We are $20 shy of $38,000, and it's driving me nuts. Next person that does that, let me know you did it, and I'll give you a free sketch next time I see you at a comic convention. Just get me past that number, and get us to. It's still there. Oh. No, well, what are you gonna do? Thank you, Kickstarter people, though, too. You know what? First world problems, right, guys? That I'm sitting here looking at a number when you have people in Hong Kong, you know, fighting for their very lives, you know, and here I am like, can I get $20 more because I don't like looking at a number? What the hell is wrong with me? A buffoon I am. But so we're going to try something a little different with this cover. We're going to try to do a little digital painting on it. And hopefully this will be revealed tomorrow. I was supposed to have it done over the weekend. And just with all the things with the holiday weekend that we had, and my colorist Wes, he had family commitments. So I'm like, all right, I got time to do it. I'll give it to him Monday morning. And just so much to do. It's crazy. Zaid, what's up, Zaid? How you doing? Sorry, I'm seeing names pop up, and I'm just saying hello. Joe Zito. What up, Joe Zito? How you been, buddy? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Good to see one of the boys from the neighborhood, one of the NB hockey boys. As always, it's good to see you, Joe. You're a Rangers fan, right, Joe? I think Joe's a Rangers fan. Our Islanders, man, well, my Islanders, I don't know if Joe's an Islander fan. I think he's a Ranger fan. But, man, are we having a good run. We're on a great tear right now. So, big game tonight, though, against the Montreal Canadiens. So, with that damn Ty Domi, Max Domi. I hate that little bastard. So, we'll see what happens. Again, I could talk hockey all night, and I could rant about films. And the thing that drives me nuts, though, is the creative aspects of it all. I wonder if Mr. Simonson is on if he's still here. Walter, I'm going to reach out to you and ask you to be on our crowdfunding comic show. We have we're going to start doing comic creators and on our show, and Joe Sinnott has agreed to come on our show. I believe Alan Bellman has agreed to come on to our show, and we're going to start interviewing lots of comic creators from the top of the creme de la creme superstars, like, of course, like Mr. Simonson and Louise Simonson, but also to young creators, people who are just getting in, independent creators. I am so feeling this entirely new, this resurgence of independent comics and the boom, if you will. So, it's coming up pretty nice. And I want to have Niall Scala and I would love to have you guys on the show. And but Niall's been booking all the way into February now. And once we, this was our first year, we're approaching 80 shows actually for our Crowdfunding Comics YouTube channel, and you guys can just search it and look at it. If anyone's on there and can post that link, that would be great. So, Todd James, Christopher Reeve Superman was not relevant. It was inspiring, absolutely. And EVS was talking about the same thing today. And Superman, Christopher Reeve was great. But I also think, as Bo Smith had said, that Henry Cavill is, I think that's his name, right? That's how you pronounce his name. I think he's fantastic as Superman. I think he is perfect casting for Superman. And I think he makes a great Superman. I love that scene when he first was learning to fly, leaping, with a single bound, and I loved it. I love that scene. I thought he was great as Superman. Just give the guy good stuff to work with, Same thing with Batman. A Batman film does well, it's because of the material. Give these actors, give them something to work with. Come on, directors. Goodness sakes. Oh, gee whiz. I gotta go pick my son Matthew up at school. It's 12:40. So, guys, thank each and every one of you. Phil Taylor, Let's Go Islanders. Good to see you. JPC. I agree with you. Problem is seen with Henry Cavill. He was such a great Superman, and they ditched him. Absolutely, Jay. I think he was I think he might be the best Superman. I mean, Christopher Reeve notwithstanding, but he was great. And stupid for them to ditch him. Really dumb. But I'm gonna bid you all adieu. I have to go pick Matthew up at school. And I'm gonna come back here. But if you guys can share our Kickstarter. Let me see if I have the link here. If I can cut and paste. No, I think I was doing the numbers. I'm gonna post the link. It's on top, but I'm gonna post it again for our campaigns. If you guys wouldn't mind sharing our campaigns, we have 3 days left. If you guys can do that for me, I love you forever. So, thank you guys. 93 grand in 18 days. Pretty damn great. And, we got 3 days left. So we end Friday at 11:59 p.m. So, if you guys can join us and help prove to the world that she is back. So let's go to OBS. I have the video, but I don't know if the monitor for the video works. But I'm going to go. All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. 3805? Did we go 3805? Wait a minute, 3805? What do you mean 3805, Todd? We should be 39. Oh, 3805? Really? Let's see. Come on. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Thank you, guys. Thanks, each and every one of you. I will come back and I will stream later on. This is almost done. I want to finish. I got to get this to Wes. He's going to kill me. So thank you, guys. Everyone have a great day, and a big announcement for what this is. So you guys have a great day. Thank you all for all your support. Talk to you later, all right? Thanks. Bye.